We got the gang here, and I'm gonna tell you what. I don't care what that guy say. I don't care what that guy say. I with my guy Sirianni. I don't gotta explain myself every week. Sirianni, Coach of the Year. Let's go. Welcome everybody back to another special emergency podcast here on the MoneyPot podcast show. We got everybody in tow. We had to pull in our guy Erine B from the Bird's Eye View podcast to talk about Eagles, and what the hell is going on. Eagles escape a win out of New Orleans, 15-13, in a very strange game. With some real bad blood that kind of came out again. We remember how much we used to hate those Saints back in the day. Eagle Country was in down there heavy down there in New Orleans. Love to see it. A ton of injuries we got to talk about. And, of course, the topic of the day, Nick Sirianni on the hot seat with Philadelphia fans. I'm going to play the villain here, and anything you guys have to say, I want all the smoke for what you got to say about my boy Nicky S out there talking. YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, holla at us. Let me know. We got a question out there. I'm going to go to the guys. I'm going to put it out there for you guys. Are you ready to fire Nick Sirianni at this point right now in the season? Are you ready to say he's got to go? Let's move Kellen Moore more likely into the interim coaching head position. Ernie B, you up next. You up first. What you got for me, bro? What do you think? Do you think Nick Sirianni should be fired right now?
No.
There you go. There you go.
No. Despite every single bone in every single Philadelphia fan's body right now, no, he should not be fired right now because that is front office brass malpractice. We do not overthink things after a couple weeks, but as Philadelphia fans, we have to overthink things after every minute of every game. It was ugly. It was a hard fought battle, but we came out with a W.
Agreed.
In my opinion, there are bigger concerns outside of the name Sirianni. They end in the last name of Johnson and Smith, Covey, and a couple other bodies dropped in another Bounty Gate like situation down there in NOLA. It was an awesome game. I mean, it did not go the way I think any of the national media thought it would. It was awesome. I'm curious to see how you guys felt about it.
B Hummer, we kind of talked about it as the game was going on. Your thoughts right now, I kind of already know where you're going to go, and I just want to hear you because you've been waiting. You said, yo, can we go on Monday? Because I got some stuff to say. I want to hear it. But are you ready? Are you ready to get this guy out of here? Are you ready? Are you done?
Let's first off, we're going to start with this, man. Come on, son. Come on, son. Come on.
Coach of the year, baby. Let's go.
You can't start off the podcast with that nonsense. And I'm going to end it with this one, man. You know, let's
fire Nick.
Let's get him up out of here,
man. Come on, man.
Listen,
I don't got to explain myself every week to you and to anybody else about the coaching decisions that I make in the field of battle. Y'all don't know this. Y'all don't know what I prepare for. This is, you know
listen,
what I mean?
I don't want to be that guy. I've been trying so hard not to jump off the cliff, but I'm off that cliff because this is what's going to happen. We're only in week 3, right? Oh, that's what everybody's going to say. Oh, right. It's only week 3. Oh, blah, blah, blah. The decisions and the coaching decisions and management is almost negligible to be sued at this point. Like he is point shaving. I want an investigation.
Point shaving
of Nick
point
Sirianni.
Shaving now.
Point shaving. I don't know what's
happening. I'm trying to win games.
He's not trying to win games. He's doing the opposite. And it's week after week after week. Let's start it off from the first week when I said, wait a minute. So you're telling me that we have a new OC, offensive coordinator, a new defensive coordinator, the second most important position in football, which is the center, right? We always say
Yeah.
the left tackle is important, but the center, if a center goes injured in a week, you bet that team to lose. So the center, so we have a new center, right?
Mhm.
New positions all around, and we're not going to play no preseason game. We're just going to come out week one and say, hey,
Here
let's
we go
figure
with
it
the
out.
preseason
But hold on,
nonsense.
I'm going to give it to you
Yeah,
because
go ahead.
you
I'm
want to
gonna
know
let
why?
you go. I'm gonna let you go.
First snap of that game, very first offensive snap in that game against Brazil. What did we do? What did we do? We threw a pick. First snap. Second series of that game, guess what happened? You wouldn't even think it. That new center we got
Yep.
threw a
Fumble.
bad snap to.
Snap. Yeah.
That's these are coaching decisions that will hurt us in the long run. Week 2, what did we do? Not take the 3 points. We lose by 1. We did that twice. Didn't take the field goal, and then of course we didn't run the ball to end the game. And we passed the ball, which is something you just don't do in that position. And then this week, I mean, goddamn, I really thought he was. I'm thinking I really want an investigation because I don't know if he had money on the Saints. That's why it's getting dangerous. First off, you don't. It's 4th and 4. You don't kick the field goal in a 3-0 ball game where the game is tight. Your defense is playing phenomenal, right? Phenomenal. Saints are coming off of 15 straight possessions of scoring the ball. We held them to 3 points in the first half. The same defense that got lit up by Kirk Cousins in the last drive the week before. So your defense came to play. You don't take the 3 in a 3-point ball game. Second, you don't take the 3 again to close the half in a 3-0 ball game. When you have 14 seconds, you go for it on 4th and 2. What are you doing? You're going to end up kicking the field goal anyway. What's happening here in the brain of a coach? And then, of course, you take the opportunity to kick a 60-yarder in a 1-point ball game when it was 7-6 to give the Atlanta Falcons the ball at the 50 if he misses the field goal. These are just terrible, terrible management decisions that are going to cost us a game. And thank God we have talent to overcome that. But at the end of the day, just like last year, and it's my last piece, last year we had the talent to get over the mistakes. But as the season wears down, you're going to see the same exact thing happens. We cannot overstand those simple, easy calls by a coach that's going to ruin this team. I promise you that. I promise you it's coming.
So I'm gonna reverse engineer everything you just said.
Sure.
First thing I said. What do you rank Jake Elliott as kicker in the league?
Top three.
Top
Top
three.
three.
So I don't have a problem.
It goes.
Top two.
Dallas
Bottom-
kicker. I'm
Oh,
going to
you
give
got
respect.
Tucker?
I got Dallas kicker is the best kicker in the league right now. Respect to Tucker, but he's not having a good season. But
He's
respect
not.
for him
Yeah.
being the GOAT at that game. I'm gonna give him number 2, and I'm gonna give Elliott number 3.
Okay. So I'm okay with taking a kick with the third best kicker in the league.
But that's
In a
not what you.
dome.
But
In
that's not.
a dome when my defense is playing phenomenal. Like you just said, I'm okay with the call. I get why people were mad at the call, but I have to trust. I trust my kicker.
Maybe a
50 yards.
52 and a 53 to warm up would have been nice, but yeah.
This is what I'm saying. You don't take any kicks early on, and then you say, "Hey, let me go here." But because this is the problem I have with it, it goes back to that pass, right? The pass from the week before. Is it the right play call as far as the scheme? Was it open? Should he have caught the ball? Yes. But when you're thinking past just the game itself, football, you don't pass the ball there. You don't. You're playing against the clock. In this case, once again, if you miss the kick, you're giving them a 20-yard to gain field goal to possibly win the game because there's only 8 minutes left in that game, and you're only up 1 point.
So let me ask you, can I ask you one thing?
Yeah, sure, bro.
In the NFL, all right, I mean, if we look back to 2017 when the Eagles won the Super Bowl, they were hands down the most aggressive team in the league, correct?
Yep, they were.
And
Dougie was
won
definitely
Philadelphia our one and only Super Bowl that we cherish so wholly that we put a guy that's second most bet to get fired coaching against Buffalo, getting his ass kicked 20-3.
Yeah.
He is a statue in front of our stadium because he just happened to be the guy at the time.
Mhm.
Okay. Yep. We're arguing about a guy who happens to be the guy at the time. This guy bent the knee when he was fronted with, what are you going to do after his downfall happened? The quarterback collapsed. The defense collapsed. And don't get me wrong. I mean, we lost two head coaches in the NFL, Shane Steichen and Jonathan Gannon, who are not doing too poorly, considering what they have. Me and Nate can talk about Anthony Richardson another day, but but what I'm getting at is it's for the people that argue about Sirianni and game management and going for the fourth downs. Sure, you can argue about the result all you want, but this team is always going to bet on going for it. This is what they did. They won a Super Bowl going for it with a backup quarterback. This is what they are going to do. They changed the league. More teams do this. The Philadelphia Eagles changed to fourth down in 2017. We live in an era where everybody's probably doing it a little too much. Detroit, however, did it a lot last year. They made the NFC Championship game. So, sure, things are ugly right now. We're coming off a lot of bad taste of last season. And I'm not going to give Sirianni any credit to the culture or anything that's happening right now, because this team is absolutely, excuse my language, fucking loaded. There is no questions for what's happening. The biggest question, in my opinion, is what the hell is wrong with Lane Johnson, concussion-wise, because he was throwing up. That's pretty rough.
It looked like a bad concussion the way he was.
The hit to Devontae Smith, being a small guy, running an X route, when the questions were, could he be that guy?
Clean hit too. Clean hit too.
The whistle should have blown earlier. Don't get me wrong. I believe that. But Darius Slay, the play, whatever. I mean, we just fought a hard game. My biggest question would be, why is Sirianni preaching adversity so thoroughly after just what we've gone through? That's what the local media wants to know, is why is he so concerned? And I feel like because he feels this pressure heavily. The thing is let's just go to a hypothetical world where we do fire Sirianni midseason. What is your answer? You said promote more. Well, that's fine. They want Bill. You cannot get Bill midseason. You have to ride this out.
It can be. You could put Dom there, the head coach.
You could, but they won't do that.
He's been around the league for so long.
Is because they refuse to fire the head coach with the most. He has the highest winning percentage in Eagles coaching history, and it's not just over 2 seasons.
Ernie, let me explain to you.
And it doesn't have to do with him, man. I'm just saying, from ownership, you can't. You're talking about trying to gain young coaches in the future. They tried to pull Lincoln Riley. They couldn't even get him.
Ernie, let me ask you a question. Why is Nick in the hot seat?
Nick is in the hot seat because Philly is one of the biggest media stations in the world, and the fact that last year's collapse.
I was with you, Ernie. Come on back. Go get him, Ernie. Come on.
Yes, last year's collapse.
Dude,
yes, that's a big
to your owner and your GM, man. They have way more power than your head coach. If you think his voice is loud, you've never heard. Howie Roseman was on the fucking sideline in Atlanta in the last drive.
Yeah.
What the fuck is that?
Want to know why he was there?
For what? He drafted Jordan Davis 13th overall. I love the kid.
Watching
he ain't worth the pick. He ain't worth the pick. This ain't it for you. Nolan Smith, what the fuck is he doing? Nate will tell you he ain't worth the pick. He just paid Bryce Huff $17 million. What the fuck is that worth? Not the pick. Howie is fucking up. He gets praise, and it is fucking everybody loves him. They want to give him a hug. The head coach is going to take the head coach admitted today.
He's also made the biggest acquisition of the summer, though, with Saquon Barkley. Like you can talk about his negatives, but he's also brought in the best.
It's wins and losses with Howie.
You definitely wins and losses with
Howie.
Right now, he's relying on a veteran defensive coordinator
to figure it out.
Handle overdrafted players aside from Jalen Carter, an overpaid player in Bryce Huff, who his snaps were the lowest. I'd rather play Brandon Graham. All right.
That's what they did. They played Milton on the edge. You see that? They played Milton on the edge.
He showed us that Vic is not going to play around because Vic doesn't give an F what the hell Howie has to say. He does not care.
No, he doesn't.
Ernie, but you're not answering my question. Why is a coach? I'm going to put the flags up, or the quote, whatever they call these up, the bunnies up, of why is Nick Sirianni just 2 years ago that led that team to the Super Bowl, although he had 2 head coaching offensive coordinators, offensive defensive coordinators at that position.
And you want to promote one to head coach and the other failed as head coach. So what are we doing here?
Right, but hold on, let me finish. Just 2 years
just promote
later,
Howie to head coach if you want, man. I mean, promise you. I mean, he could do everything.
I listen. I would promote Dom. I'm telling you, think I'm joking. Dom can do.
Oh, Dom's one of my favorite human beings in the planet.
Right, and Dom can make the decisions just better than what Nick is doing. But this is what I'm saying. Why is Nick in the hot seat right now after all these things that's following him?
He's not. He's like the 9th or 10th bet coach to get fired right now. So in
Yes,
our
of course,
world,
week 3, we're talking. He's not getting fired.
But in the betting world, he's not. And Vegas is right in our world. So we're contradictory.
My point is, I was just trying to say is this, because it's so glaring to the eye of just the travesty of decisions that he's making. Is he aggressive? Absolutely. They applaud him to being aggressive. Yeah. Me, I'm very conservative.
And I'm the leash that you think he has, man. I'm not trying to be mean, but
Howie has nothing to do with what's going on in the game.
He's not Jeffrey Lurie, buddy. The guy that drafted JJ Arcega-Whiteside over DK Metcalf.
Yeah, I'm talking about
the guy that won a Super Bowl and started swinging his dick. The guy that made a Super Bowl and then started swinging his dick. We've seen this story before, man. This is Doug and Carson. This is Jalen and Nick. This is the same shit. Ownership fails you. Your head coach does not fail you to this degree. Your GM does not solely fail you to this degree. If what you're decreeing onto this team is total travesty, because right now they're going through a hardship, but we got to see what we could do. This roster is ridiculous. It is absolutely ridiculous.
That's what's holding us up.
So, Brent, what are you trying to say?
So that's what's holding us up. The talent that we have on this team is the reason why we are now 2-1 versus 0-3.
With bad execution in new schemes on both sides of the ball. The Fangio system is apparently not executed in the way that Vic does it in any of his disciples.
And I get that. I just
you know what I mean? Like he's apparently his own entity. So
when the reason why he's in the fine. You don't want to say he's in the hot seat. Okay, fine. Of course he's not getting fired.
If he was going to be fired, he might be fired in the offseason.
10, he might be on his way out. What I'm saying is this. It's so glaring to the eye that if you want to call it being aggressive, it's hurting the football team. He is not putting his players, which is the number one job, to in the best position to win the game. They're 2-1 because of the talent. They're not 2-1 because of the coaching. They're out.
Talent didn't win that game.
So hold on, fellas.
You want to know what won that game? Won that game was luck. We only won the Saints game because we got lucky. You had a crossing route where the linebacker ran into another linebacker, and he had Goddard going for 60. We got lucky because Howie made a great acquisition.
That was an audible, by the way, too, by Hurts.
Good, fine. Either way, it was a luck situation. We also had explosive play.
Goddard plus yards and had the highest.
It doesn't matter. We were 4th and 12. It was 4th and 12. The ball game's over. If the linebacker didn't jump down to get Goddard and run into his own player, the game is over.
And if Barkley catches the ball, we're 3-0, and we're not having this conversation. So what are we doing?
Yeah, and guess what? Nick Sirianni decided to pass the ball. This is what I'm talking about.
That was the right decision.
Oh no, we lost. We lost because of the decision. And just like we would have lost.
I was supposed to be the villain, and now
I get it. I'm sorry.
I love the chat.
Right.
I love the chatter. I'm supposed
we would have lost this game if we didn't get lucky with the crossing route and the players bumping into each other.
The Saints thing.
I hate to call it luck, though, bro. I really do.
What do you call that, Nate?
The bodies we lost.
What do you call it? Was that the execution?
I call it football.
Okay, fine, football. 4th and 12. It was a good play. The crossing route,
it was a good call
to perfection. Yeah, and we got to
and I think Goddard at the end of the game said Jalen checked to that play because he saw they were in man.
Perfect.
You know what I mean?
Perfect. So once again, the talent,
Barkley back in.
The talent is outplaying the positions that they are in. This is what I'm saying.
Here's the problem what I have with this talent conversation. We understand how talented these teams are, but good teams are. Good teams are talented.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like good teams are talented. Now, are they stacked like this? No.
We were talented last year.
But good teams have
wait a minute. Are we really that stacked?
Yeah, we're stacked.
I don't think we're stacked.
Are we really that stacked? Devin White hasn't played a snap, and nobody wants it. Nobody wants a piece of it. Nobody wants a piece of it. Britton Covey just got blown to bits, and I know they're going to say it was not on that first play that they threw the ball to him at the far right hash, and then he
The
ran
one
up
when
and
he broke the tackle.
Oh, and he got drilled.
Yeah, he got drilled.
And then he kept playing, and then all of a sudden he left.
He was done.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
But let's
What
think about it.
are you gonna say?
I would say, I mean, we're so shot. We're up front. We're good. Our starters are great. But right behind, who we bringing to Tampa?
Bro, I was so receiver wise, we don't have the depth that maybe we thought when we got Dotson. But everywhere else,
Cornerback, we had Ringo out there. We got to think now. We got to think about Bradbury coming back here and getting off the damn ankle.
Well, Bradbury.
Ringo was ahead of Rodgers, man, and Rodgers started all off season. Ringo, they like he's gonna play.
I'm not a huge fan.
He's gonna play.
Yeah,
a lot.
Christian Olave went ham. What do you mean?
Chris Olave will be a top 5 receiver in the next 5 years.
Yes. And he went crazy.
He cooked Quinyon. Quinyon has been
crazy.
He had a touchdown in like 70 yards. That's not going crazy.
He had like 8 catches, bro. Every turnaround, he was like fucking catching the ball. They put as soon as Slay got hurt, Ringo was in there getting shaken bait.
Oh,
Ringo got
he's
beat
coming in cold, bro.
Ringo
Would you expect him just to line up?
No, what I'm saying.
Ringo got beat on the first play.
First of all, we have no pass rush. We already talked about the pass rush.
So we don't have.
We're very thin.
We don't have pass rushes, but we
went 5 man down.
Right.
That's the difference. We went 5 man down.
Yeah,
Bond played a hybrid edge inside linebacker, and that
I saw him lining up the edge. Yeah,
I think our linebacker play has been phenomenal. Besides against the Packers, sometimes I've seen Dean on receivers. Kind of crazy.
Nakobe's run fits. Oh my
Lord!
Lord.
We're good against the run, but pass has been terrible.
I mean, if we could just talk about some highlights real quick, Quinyon Mitchell is for real. This kid is willing to take the risks and just eat it after every snap. I mean, he's for real. CJ Gardner-Johnson is what he is. Okay, let's not take him out. Reed Blankenship.
Yeah, he's a dog.
Dude,
I told y'all about Reed. I love
Reed.
I got to tell you about Reed. Y'all see Reed at the end of the game? Reed looked like he's from Philly now.
Reed is certified. Reed is good.
Two game-winning interceptions. I think is key.
You're talking about a dude.
What's up, Don?
I love. I'm gonna say. I really like Nakobe's. Like I said, Nakobe's run fits, his physicality and just tackling is awesome. Like Dean's a guy.
He can't cover nobody for a lick.
He's a gamer. He's a gamer to me.
That's the thing is like the Saints were heavy 12, so we matched with that 5-man front with Bond as the overhang defender. And Bond is really, really good in that role, man. We did the same thing.
Which I was surprised that the Saints didn't go back to. They had a play back there early in the first drive. I think the first drive was their best script. But they had Christian Olave, I think, at the halfback position, coming out and then being matched up with Nakobe Dean, and Dean was lost. And I thought Saints could have went back to that and really abused that matchup because
the Saints missed Hill too. They really missed Hill.
The Saints lost Eric McCoy early.
Yeah.
And so when they lost Eric McCoy, I believe he was playing center for them. So they
center. Yeah.
I believe they bumped Cesar Ruiz out of Michigan inside.
Yeah,
and they pumped another guy into left guard, and then Lucas Patrick was the right guard. But
for Washington,
dude,
Jalen
Carter was a monster. I mean, Jalen Carter.
It's the first game I've seen him dominate. Like
this is the first game that I've seen him.
But he took over the game.
Guys around. I mean,
he took over the game.
Yeah, Olave did a lot of things that I was very. I mean, I'm very high on him as a player. So. I don't I'm not trying to downplay what you're saying. I'm just saying when he does stuff like that, I'm just like, man, he's awesome. Mike Evans mixed with
Mike Evans mixed with Saquon anytime touchdown is a slam dunk play. What's the odds on it, Don? Put up the odds for us.
Yeah.
Let us know.
I will say Quinyon to Keeley, like where we're at with the future, like where Slay is at, I would expect from here on out, and I don't know if you guys agree, but I think Slay is going to start missing some plays here and there. And I think it's just going to be one of those things we're going to have to deal with. And it's his age showing, and I think he might.
Do you think he plays this week?
Yeah, he already said he's playing.
Oh, he is. So it wasn't that bad. It was he just got
no. Covey, Lane Johnson, Devontae Smith. That's where we're. Covey could hit IR.
AJ Brown too, right?
I think AJ Brown is going to be back after the bye.
We'll see on AJ. we're not going to know anything until Wednesday afternoon.
All right, so Ernie, since you might, I didn't get a chance to look at it yet. Talk to us. What's the injury update? Run it down for us. That you know of so far.
All right, so on offense, we lost Britton Covey with a broken shoulder bone, according to Merrill Reese. That was reported, I believe, this morning. So a bone in the shoulder, right shoulder, left shoulder, not sure. He's hurt. Lane Johnson had some issues coming into the game where it was reported that he was dealing with a sickness and then he gets a concussion and he's throwing up on the sidelines. So it was rough. It was kind of a brutal.
He had a bad po' boy down there. They gave him a bad shrimp po' boy.
Yeah. We'll see what's up with Lane. I would be concerned if he misses the next game. Other than that, we'll be fine. Fred Johnson was about a half turnstile that last game when he played. So.
Hey, that right side didn't look too bad. They held up.
Tyler Steen should be good. He should be. But
so what about Becton?
Becton has a finger injury. It's a broken finger. They're not going to release whether it's deep into the hand or whatever. He was taped up, I believe, 2x2, and he was trying to punch on the sidelines with Nick Gates and just couldn't get the go with it. So they elected Stoutland wanted to go with Steen. Steen and Johnson played. Steen and Juergens had good communication. Steen plugged right in, and Johnson did good for his confidence. I believe he was honest.
They looked good. I thought they looked good because it was who's on the side? Is that Cam Jordan?
Carl Granderson is the one that is giving him trouble nowadays. 96.
96. Okay.
Yeah, Granderson.
But I mean, Jordan's no flout.
Whatever it was.
And then, so that's offensive. What about DeVonta Smith?
So Smith is in concussion protocol as long as Lane Johnson. Just to make a note of this with the public, that is done with an independent neurologist. So that has nothing to do with the Eagles. They have no say from here on out. The league has deemed that those two have got to head to concussion protocol. So he was
out.
What's that?
He was out. Smith was out on the floor. He was out.
The whistle should have been called. And Nate, I'll give you guys credit.
That whistle should have been called.
Was doing what he was supposed to do because his job is to work up field. And
that's the ref.
It was a clean hit. There was nothing wrong about it. It was a football play.
It was on the ref. The ref should have blew the whistle
for sure.
And it was a fumble too.
It was just bad, man. I mean,
it was a fumble. They got so scared they even go back and review.
Yeah, they even go back and look. It was a fumble though, for sure.
Well, and the problem is, I bet they're going to find the player, and they didn't enforce it during the game, which is what they've been doing lately. So we'll see.
Wednesday, Don. Usually, the player props comes up on Wednesdays. By the way,
it's just one of those things. Like that's our question: is you put him in a position to run an AJ route, kind of like the Tyrann Mathieu interception.
And he didn't go down too. He had like 2 or 3 guys on him.
He's done that from day one, but it's like, at some point as a smaller guy, you got to just drop, man. But I can also see where he's expecting the whistle to just go as he's just jogging like this, holding the ball,
that's where I kind of think is a little bit of a dirty play. I'm not saying he did it on intent. I'm just saying it's a little dirty if you're seeing the play develop in front of you and he's kind of giving himself up to. But at the end of the day, he's playing.
That's the video about the dude spitting.
I did see that happen. I don't know if he spit or not. It did look like it, though.
I saw Barstool say something about it. They're talking about Peyton Turner. And if he did, you should be suspended. There's no question about that. But
that's your ass next time I see you.
I mean, Carter Johnson and Jalen Carter.
On the field.
Carter Johnson and Jalen Carter made things very clear on the sidelines that it's
personal.
It's personal. Like, I mean, look.
So I saw that live when it happened. I was confused because he wasn't even the person that even hit it. It was just weird. Like, did you spit on? I was like, did he spit on him? Maybe it was his gum fell out. It was something like, did gum fell out?
I'm gonna get the video right now for us to watch. So just give me a sec, but
because that's not. I don't see why you would do that to DeVonta.
I mean, dude,
I'm saying, like, It's just certain plays you just don't like. Devontae ain't hurt, or you know what I mean. You don't do it to maybe Jalen Carter, maybe somebody, not Devontae. Like, come on.
Well, and
Yeah,
that's
that was some bitch shit.
Yeah, that's
like
like weak as fuck.
because if it is, if in which we would say if we were predicting the future from today, these teams would meet again in the playoffs at some point, and it could potentially be the NFC Championship
Yeah.
or
What do you
beforehand.
think if he finds that he did spit? What do you think that league should do in that case? I think they should come down hard for that.
From what
Nah,
they've done
that's on the
to
field stuff
date,
too, bro.
it would be like something sub 100K fine.
Like a
and
fine,
then
right? Yeah.
well, they just hit Derwin James with a suspension so far because of
Yeah, I just saw that. Yeah.
What
maybe a
Derwin-
game or two just to try
I
to.
would, man. You
He's
can't
a
have that.
backup, so in all honesty, I could see them being like,
Oh, easily.
here's 2 or 3 games just to
Yeah.
kind of set the
Set
tone.
the tone.
Yeah, like I could see that with this. If they decided to go this
2
far.
games for spitting, they're not going to give him 2. Nah.
No. It wouldn't be that. It would be called. They would call it like unsportsmanlike conduct, and it would just be They would show the hit. They wouldn't show the spitting. They would show the.
So
hit.
here's the play. I got the play coming up right here for everybody to see real quick once it comes up.
The hit.
It does look pretty bad when you think about it, though.
I mean, dude, it's.
I don't think he. It looked a little dirty, and then with all the stuff that was happening within the game, with the Slay stuff to driving him to the damn.
Watch the launch from the defender, though. You know what I mean? Like.
Yeah, it's like,
Yeah.
come on, bro.
Here we go. All right, here we go.
In cuffs. Devontae Smith across the middle. Sir,
Yeah, that's.
Let's take it back.
That was
A little
Christian
faster.
Boyd that
put
hit
all
him.
of them in cuffs.
They're-
Devontae
they're-
Smith across the
yeah,
middle.
they're one that takes-
Sir.
And then right here comes, there's the spit right there. See, he looks down. Like, to me, he looks down right there. Like, he's looking down and he just spits. That's not like that's looking at you right there. That shot right there.
Yeah.
That's
Christian
pretty
Boyd
bad.
is the one that laid the hit 97.
Yeah.
Peyton
It
Turner,
goes too fast, but like that's a clean hit. That's just a big motherfucker coming through the, you know what I mean? Isn't that,
I mean,
you know what I mean?
that's
You can't do nothing about it. That's a defensive tackle, 6'4", 295, hitting somebody who's 5'10" and 185 soaking wet. What you gonna do? You know what I mean? That's to me, that's a football. It was a
170.
football
Thank
play.
you very much for us skinny guys out here, but don't hit me 5.
I mean, that's what if that was me, I'm doing the same thing. If I see him running across the middle and I got a clean shot, I'm cleaning up.
Yeah, they play old school ball in New Orleans, man.
Yeah, I'm
That's
cleaning
how
up.
coaches old school
But the
ball.
ref got to blow that whistle.
Yeah, he
gotta
does.
go to-
Way beforehand.
He
That was
does.
that was a good 6
There was
yards.
no momentum. There was no
Right.
momentum.
It was a
Yeah.
good 6 yards going the opposite way. That's way too many steps.
Yeah.
To
All right,
allow
so
that to
continue
happen.
with the. Sorry about that. Go ahead, Diddy. You
No,
wanna
no,
finish
I'm
up?
finished.
Yeah. Okay. So continue with the injury updates. Ernie B.
Defense.
Defensively, where we at?
Slay is good. I'm trying to think of who else.
Do you
went
think
out.
Slay is good because he don't want he sees Quentin balling? Quentin should have like 2 or 3 picks.
Quinyon, don't get into the
Yeah,
Quentin. That's
Quinyon,
a typical
I'm
Philly
sorry.
thing right now.
Yeah.
Don't get into that.
Quentin.
We're not doing the
Little
McNabs.
Quentin.
We're not doing McNabs. All right, it's Quinyon, not Quentin.
Quinyon. Little Quentin. Quinyon.
Little Quentin. Yeah, I know. McNabs. I mean,
But no, I mean he's had his hands on a couple footballs that he should have at least 2. At least 2.
Quinyon is the future. Slay's fine. Slay.
So Slay's good. And who else got injured on defense? Was anybody else?
I know Milton Williams got drug tested after the game.
Who?
Milton Williams.
He got drug tested.
Yeah, right after the game.
Oh shit! Are you serious?
Yeah. Milton
Wow.
Williams got drug tested.
PEDs or something like that? Was that steroid PED stuff?
He said the way you toss that ball in Atlanta, that's not normal.
Yeah. Yeah, that D line went from being awful to just waking up. So Milton Williams had to take a drug test.
He damn right that Quincy. Damn right, Don.
Yeah,
Quincy
yeah,
look good out
Quincy look
there,
good.
boy. Quincy Mitchell do look good out there. Okay, so those are the injury updates for the Philadelphia Eagles. Before we move on,
As far as we know, the official injury update's Wednesday, just so people
Wednesday,
know.
yeah.
Four,
So far, as far as
Wednesday at 4.
got it.
Coming from what we understand, the one that's confirmed is by Merrill Reese. It's a Britton Covey broken bone in the shoulder. So that's
honestly, and I love Cooper back there. too.
Well, that's
He's so
going to
much
change.
more dynamic.
Got
It does
Shipley,
change
too.
things though, because you open 2 position groups, especially with injuries to AJ or whatever. You have your backup slot receiver and your punt returner injured, so that is the most effective.
The biggest injury I do want to note that I'm really concerned about that's going undiagnosed is Nick Sirianni's concussion. I think he has a concussion, and he needs to be reviewed for head trauma.
A leader of men. That's what Nick Sirianni is. A leader of men.
Coach, man.
He's a leader. You question him as a leader of men. He went up there, said, "Hey, I made the call. Ain't nobody else made the call but me. Why? Because I'm the head coach. You want to come for somebody? You come for me. You leave my guys alone.
And they come.
Leave my guys alone. You come for me. And when we win, you come for me too. Right? That's what I hear when he speaks. And Jalen Carter, when Jalen Carter was wild, who was the first one running over there? Nick Sirianni.
The fan
Nick
himself.
Sirianni. Nick Sirianni was over there.
Oh, Jalen,
not on the mic like, what's going on? Please. Sirianni was over there. So y'all can talk all about Sirianni running down the field.
Let me explain one thing.
With
the Jalen Carter, Nick Sirianni interaction, and I'm just going to be straight up with anybody that's calling for Belichick. Belichick would have done exactly what Nate just joked at, is he would have had his headset on and would have just been like, Dom, can you take care of that? Dom, what's he doing over there? Yeah, Dom, get into the locker room. Yeah, Dom, we don't do that around here. Not in my program. I mean, Sirianni.
If that was Belichick, Carter would never be out of pocket like that, though. I don't think.
Are we serious right now? Is that not the pot calling the kettle black?
He'd be considered Albert Hainsworth if Bill Belichick was our head coach.
Was that not Nick Sirianni last year yelling at the fans?
Guys. Vic Fangio's a coordinator. How close to Palpatine do you want to get without hiring Palpatine? He's not making it work like you want it to work. It ain't the head coach. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, I'm like I said, I'm being here.
Belichick is my favorite head coach of all time. And if I thought that he would come in here at 70-something years old and sweep through and change everything and make it our dreams come true, I would be pounding the table for it.
Don't get it twisted. If it's between Nick and Bill, yeah, I'm taking Bill.
It ain't happening. It ain't happening. Howie and Jeffrey run this
after the season. After the season's over, if there's a possibility for Bill Belichick to come in here, give me that all day. Give me that all day for sure.
Have fun with Adam Gase and Josh McDaniels as our offensive coordinator and QB coach.
I don't care.
I'll take who's already been here and is our DC. Bill. Yeah, no.
I'll take Bill all day. I think the early line of the Tampa Bay game, I think it was -1 that I text. I think now it's up to -2, if I'm not mistaken. So we've always had trouble with Tampa, in my opinion. Goes back way deep in our hearts of playing Tampa Bay in the playoffs. I will check that line, but I'm almost positive it's -2 now at this point. I started with Ernie B. Diddy, I'll go to you. Looking at this game right now, knowing the injuries we know so far, knowing that we probably know Lane Johnson's going to be out, probably know Covey's out, probably knows Devontae Smith's out. I'm going to say no A.J. Brown either. How do you see this game unfolding, and how do you see how the Eagles are going to be able to respond offensively? Not respond here, but what do you think that he's going to do here offensively? Is this Rod Saquon, or we got to get kind of creative on how we get people in the game here? I like Wilson. He had a shot to make a play. He got hand like frying pans, but that was a good ball by Hurts. But Wilson is an interesting candidate here. But I digress. What you think about this game, and give me a preview of what you feel about this Eagles versus Tampa game.
It's funny because I'm not sure the line being -2 Philadelphia Eagles away is interesting, right? Like, I don't know if there's a telltale sign against Tampa Bay, especially because, obviously Vegas knows all injuries just like we know all the injuries in key positions. Obviously the injury report comes out Wednesday officially, so the line might change a little bit, but you already opened it up at 2.5.
Is it 2.5 or is it 2? I might be wrong.
I see it 2.5.
You're right. It's 2.5.
So for me, that's an Eagles line. But I'm unsure, man. This NFL season has been very, very tricky. I mean, it's truly a definition of a week-to-week league. You have the highs becoming lows, and the lows getting crazy wins. So I'm this is a no bet for me so far. I think the Eagles continue to get the momentum defensively, at least moving into the next game. I think they kind of like turned that page from that Atlanta game. I think they got embarrassed that week, allowing that quick 60-second score to lose that game. I still don't have I don't have confidence in Nick Sirianni to continue to do the same thing he's been doing every week. Why would he change? Hopefully he does. And then we're just hurt. So I'm off. I don't know. The line at 2.5 is scary, but I didn't see the Tampa's loss. So I couldn't believe Tampa lost that game. I was just very, very, very surprised.
I didn't see the Tampa lose that game. But we had talked about that. Oh no, that was the Carolina game and Raiders.
Carolina. We talked about the Carolina. We
Carolina
didn't think that Tampa Bay was gonna lose.
Yeah, lose the Bo Nix. What they were 0-2. Yeah, it's tough to face an 0-2 team desperate like that to get a win. Ernie B, I'll go to you. Looking at this Eagles Tampa Bay game, give me a quick preview of what you think, how this game is going to play out, and what you see going forward, knowing those key players are more likely going to be out. Looking at this game.
With my nerd GM cap on, I've got to see where they associate Covey. If we designate him IR DFR, because IR DFR would mean injured reserve designated for return, which you only have 8 of during the season. They used a couple up on Anais Smith, Albert Okwuegbunam, and I'm not sure if anybody else, but basically it depends on whether they put them on IR, which would open a roster spot, which then a lot of people would speculate that they would elevate Paris Campbell. I don't think they're going to elevate Paris Campbell. I mean,
he played last game.
Yeah, they did. But I don't know if you saw the pass that he caught, but it was like it hit his hands and then he caught the ball and then he it's just he's not the guy. He's the guy you want to have as a vet on,
you and your microscope, boy. I did not see that.
It did bounce.
Paris just looked like a lack of confidence. He didn't seem like he was ready to step up to the opportunity. Maybe that changes, but I don't think it does. He's a Sirianni guy because he was there when they crossed paths in Indianapolis. So that's fine. Campbell was also a Howie guy, if we're starting to connect the dots here, people. And they wanted him around that J.J. Arcega-Whiteside, which is where Laurie stepped in and jumped ahead there. And now he's on the football team. What a surprise. But it's going to be interesting to see what they do at receiver, because if there's a case where they're missing Brown and Smith, I don't see where they go in as Campbell, Wilson, and Dotson as their top 3, especially without Covey too. They're going to make a move. They'll sign a veteran or whatever. Michael Thomas is out there for people they're going to speculate. Julio Jones is too. He has not announced retirement. Hunter Renfrow. But,
wow, I forgot about Michael Thomas is still out there?
I'll take Thomas or Hunter Renfrow.
Yeah, Thomas is out there. But it's just we're that's speculation to the point. We'll see what happens.
Where is Dotson?
It's a lot of heavy 12.
What's going on with Dotson? Why is he not getting
Dotson?
Why is he not getting
those taking some time. Dotson's taking some time to learn the offense. He executed a perfect rub route, which not a single receiver in the Sirianni era has been able to execute properly in the Goddard 60-yard play there on 3rd and 16. Dotson ran in front of one defender and dodged the last second, then ran to the other guy and dodged the last second, and that's how it's
Penn State guy, right? Dotson with the Penn State, right? He's a Penn State guy.
Yeah, he's a PSU guy. Right. Yeah, so I think it's going to be a big Saquon game. I think it's another Saquon game. I think this is it is what it is, Saquon and Goddard. You got to lean those guys, and you grind it out. You get another victory, and you do what you have to do until you're healthy.
Oh, my gosh. That boy Daniels is balling right now.
I was about to say, it is 14-10 and then 34-3.
He just threw a 50-yard bomb. So you know who.
Oh, yeah.
Who? Scary Terry?
Terry for 50 yards.
Touchdown.
Not touchdown. They had to go line, though.
Oh, no, I just looked at fantasy. They're up again.
Oh, yeah. Jaden Daniels, left in. Touchdown.
Left in. Touchdown.
Commanders.
I knew the Bengals were going to lose. How about this, Diddy? I mean, sorry, my bad. No Diddy.
No Diddy.
Humble. No Diddy. Humble. How
He said,
about our pool is over? This is it.
Damn.
3 weeks.
That's
So Ernie B, we had a huge
Yes.
survivor pool, and you guys are watching. If you guys want to get in the survivor pool, hit me up. We're running it back. 3 weeks. We had over 40 people, $100 a head.
oh, you told me about this. Yeah.
It's over. It's over. If Cincinnati loses, it's over. There's 3 people left. One guy had 2 injuries, and the other 2 they have Cincinnati picked. It's over in week 3.
Yo, that's awesome.
We can run it back. You can run it right back.
Oh, we're gonna run it right back.
No, I mean, you can run it back this year. You can run it back.
Yes, we're gonna run it back this year. That's what I
okay.
mean. Yeah.
Like a second half
It's over.
playoff joint. That is crazy.
Yeah, it's over. It's over. So the guy is going to win over $4,000 in 3 weeks in the survivor pool.
And who'd he pick?
He had the Seahawks last week and the Jets.
Yo.
All right, who'd he have week 1?
The
Week 1
Chargers.
fucked me with Cincinnati. Cincinnati killed everybody. Cincinnati and Baltimore. Yep.
Cincinnati and Baltimore crushed everybody week 2. This week was Tampa. Like 6 people had Tampa.
Dang.
And that crushed them. Cincy, they had Tampa and Cleveland.
Cleveland. Yep.
Yeah. It's so insane.
That
So
is crazy.
it's 3 weeks. I've never seen that.
Yeah, that's wild.
Over 40 people, 3 weeks. Like, and then people get mad, and I'm getting
I was
texted.
one of those
This is
people.
why I don't do pools. Like, yo, what are you talking about? You ain't the only one, right?
Yeah.
People went down. You know what I mean?
That's why I was just saying earlier, the NFL, I don't know. The NFL is so crazy right now. It's truly a week-to-week league. You don't know what's going to happen like you would predict. But
Yeah, so look, for me, with the Eagles and Tampa game, the preview game, I think I agree. Tampa Bay got embarrassed last week against the Denver Broncos. 2.5 seems a little bit, over. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Tampa's hurt too, right? I think Winfield's been hurt. Vita Vea's hurt. Those are 2 big names that. What's the dude name from Pittsburgh? Help me out, Ernie B. The defensive tackle, was it Canty?
Cam Hayward.
No. Their top pick, is it Canty? I think it's Canty.
Oh, you talking about Tampa?
Yeah, Tampa.
Elijah Canty.
Yeah, Canty.
Yeah.
I think he's hurt again. So, they still have Baker. They still have the 2 receivers, obviously.
Godwin's been having a really good
I
year.
think when you look at this game, when you look at game flow for this game, I don't think they're going to be able to run on us. I think our run defense is probably up there in top 3, top 5 run defense in the league, if not in the top 2. But obviously, they'll have some success passing against us.
I think we did well last week. First 2 weeks.
Yeah, they're going to be seriously gets eaten up by Mike Evans every time.
Yeah.
Well, we went against 2 decent. I guess I'm wrong there. Because who was it? It was Jacobs
and
then Robinson had
killed us.
Robinson had a pretty decent game. Jacobs was game 1, you know what I mean? In Brazil. Bad conditions, as they say. So everybody's on. Nobody's firing Nick Sirianni. Humble, you back with us?
Who, me? No.
Yeah.
Fuck him. You thought I was going to change? The hell no, I'm not on that.
Hell no.
If
Fire
we
Nick.
could have fired him at halftime, I would have been like,
oh
yes.
man, this boy, man.
Come on, my guy. Y'all don't worry. Y'all, hey, the greatest thing about it is y'all got time to see it happen and develop in front of you. Just remember this podcast today. I told you. Just remember, I told you.
No, you're saying fired now. I'm not saying he can't be fired. I'm just saying it's not happening now.
I mean, I'm not. Yeah, we know he's not going to get fired. Right, we're not going to fire him.
Man, they're knocking at the door.
But hopefully,
you know what I mean. The crowd, media.
Hopefully soon.
They're ready. They're ready.
I can't take no more of it.
Nick Wright already said that we don't even know if this is a playoff team. So but it's Nick Wright, so we already know what he does. He does.
Tell Nick Wright to check his hairline.
Yeah,
get back to us.
Coming up shows this week. We have Wednesdays, gambling nights, as always. I don't know. We'll see. We'll talk about gambling nights Wednesdays. We do our normal shows on Thursdays with our MoneyPot betting, and then Bird's Eye View is coming right back around next Monday to talk about hopefully the Philadelphia Eagles that'll be 3-1 after getting a win against Tampa Bay. I like this though. I like us three on here though. This was a good vibe. It's a good vibe. I like the look. City Hall, Philly, we talking. So maybe we'll bring this back again on Monday nights with some of the bird's eye view stuff that we do. I'm Moss Money. That's humble. Well, that's humble. That's Ernie B. This is MoneyPot. Bird's eye view. Philadelphia Eagles. Fly, Eagles fly. Go Birds. We will see you guys next time.